Okay, guys, go to the page 124. The topic is connect proportional relationships and slope. In the example one, it's for you to understand what is a slope. Maya and her father are building a tree house. The roof will have 9 equal 12 pitch. That is, for every 12 inches of horizontal distance, the roof rises 9 inches. How can Maya determine the height of the roof at its peak? Okay, you can see the drawing at the right part. It's like a triangle. You have 12 inches by the horizontal part, and 9 inches is the vertical part, okay? She wants to know, determine the height of the roof at its peak, okay? So the most highest point, I think. So the step one is to make a table of values that shows the 9 equal 12 pitch. We are going to find the constant of proportionality. Remember about the constant of proportionality, K equal Y over X, using the table. And later we are going to find the slope using the graph, and you are going to see that the slope we obtain is the same constant of proportionality. We need to graph the ordered pairs from the table and draw a line to connect them. The line shows the steepness of the roof. The steepness is also called the slope of the line. The important in here is you have that the slope is of the one line is the radio, the rise over run. They use these words, these different words, but you are going to obtain the slope dividing x over y. It's the same we have, okay, in the same we have on the formula. The rise is representing the y and run is for the x. So we are going to solve this using the table. Later we graph the, okay, later we graph so you can see it very well, and we obtain the values. Okay, the first one you have the table for the x, for the y, and for the division of the y over x. I'm going to use this. This is for the x, this is for the y, and this is going to be y over x. This is the division for the, to find the value, okay? It doesn't matter if it is vertical or horizontal, okay? It doesn't matter. If you have it horizontal or vertical, the important part in here is to know the variables and to write each value. Okay. So for the x, the first value we have is 12. The horizontal distance is x. The horizontal is the, okay, the horizontal line is x. And for the y, we have 9. The next one, we have 24 and 18. 24 and 18. The next one is 36 and 27. And the last one is 60 and 45. I'm going to finish the chart in here because I don't need this part. I don't need this. And I can draw in here to complete the table. Okay. If we divide y over x, if you divide 9 over 12, you obtain 3/4. You divide 18 by 24, again, you obtain 3/4. In this, you obtain 3/4 and 3/4. You can prove it dividing, okay? I'm going to copy only because on the book, they give you the numbers. They already give you the numbers. But if you divide it, you can prove that the division is 3/4. So this is a proportional relationship because in each radio, I have the same result. I have the same number. I have 3/4. So now, what are we going to do? We are going to graph using the values for the x and for the y. We are going to to do the graph. You already have it on the book, but I'm going to do it again with you. I have in here, for example, the graph. I'm going to write the values I have in here. I have the values for the x and for the y. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Copy first the values for the x. 12, 24, 36. I need another one in here, 48 and 60, because it's increasing 12 each time. 12, 24, 36, 48, 60. Now for the y, you have 9, 18, 27, 36, and 45. So we need to write the points where it belongs. When you have 12 for x, you have 9 for the y. You place the point in here. When you have 24 for the x, you have 18 for the y. When you have 36, you have 27. 48 is with 36. And 45 is with 60. I'm going to move this if it's necessary, because it has to be represented as a line. Maybe mine is not going to be perfect, guys, because remember, I'm not using a rule and I don't have grid on the board, okay? But the important is that I'm going to show you this is represented by a line like this. I'm going to move the points so you can watch the points over the line. Okay, this is the shape it has to have. It's a complete straight line, okay, representing my proportional relationship. Now, what is going to happen with this? I need to find the slope. And how can I find the slope? I know that k is equal y over x. Yes, I use this equation. And you remember about the example 1 and the example 2, we solved the last exercise. We need to find the difference for the y and the difference for the x. If you want, we can write the points, for example, 12 and 9. This is 24 and 18. You only are writing the coordinates. The coordinate for x and the coordinate for y. You can do the same with all the points. But I'm going to use only these two because I only need 2 points from the graph to find the value of the slope. Remember, we have many points, but to find the slope or to find the constant k, we only use 2 points. We can use these 2 points, these 2, it doesn't matter. But I'm going to use 2 points that are closer, one of each other, because when we solve the operation, it's easier to simplify. Only for that reason, I take 2 points that are closer one of the other. So we are going to replace, you have that k. I'm going to erase one little in here because I don't have much space. To obtain k, you need to subtract y, the values of the y, 18 minus 9, okay? Yes, and later we subtract the values of the x. 18 minus 9 over the values of the x, 24 over minus 12. 24 minus 12. The relation you have in here is going to be divided in this case by the part. When we simplify, we have 9 over 12, right? If we simplify this, dividing by 3, we are going to obtain 3 quarters. This is the same you obtained at the beginning, right? The value for k is going to be the same value we obtained for the slope. The only difference is that we obtain this value using the chart. We divide y over x. And in this case, you need to obtain the value using 2 points from the graph. And what are going to be these 2 points? You can choose any points you want, any one from this. You can subtract, for example, this with this one. The answer is going to be the same because they are separated by the same distance. Okay, but what is important question they ask you in here? This girl want to know the height of the roof at its peak. You have in here, you can see the drawing. In the drawing, you have 6 feet. 6 feet represented with a line. We need to convert this feet into inches because we are working with inches. Remember, the 12 centimeters and the 9 centimeters are in inches. So we need to convert this 6 feet. When we convert the 6 feet into inches, I already converted, but I don't remember where I write it. Okay. When I convert 6 feet into inches, I have that 6 feet are 72 inches. So I'm going to, this is only the conversion, okay? You don't worry about this. 6 feet equals 72 inches is the conversion only for the drawing you have on the book. Now I need to use it. You remember the equation, the other equation, y is equal k multiplied by x. Yes? We work with this and this one. Now I already have the value for k, that is 3/4, and I already have the value for x, that is going to be 72 inches. So now I can find the value for y, that is going to be the height in the roof. So y is equal k, that is 3/4 multiplied by 72. And the answer, you already have it on the book. They told you it's 54, I think. Yes. Maya can use a graph to find that the roof is 54 inches in height at its peak. You only multiply 72 by 3 and you divide it by 4. You obtain that this is 54. That's why they write 54. Look that in the book. Sometimes they don't write all these steps. For example, when they find the value for the slope, they don't write all this simplification, y over x. And in the part when you convert the feet into inches, they don't write it neither. So when you study, maybe you need to practice again the same exercises we solved and try to solve it on your own. And practice with the homework, right? Because you always have more exercises. I don't know if you have any question with this exercise. If not, we can pass to the example 2. I hope that is clear because they are very similar to the exercise we were working before, only that now we have, okay, to find the values using the graph. Okay. Now, guys, we can continue with the example 2. We need to find the slope from through 2 points. This graph represents the depth of a diving submarine over time. At what speed is the submarine descending? It's a submarine, so it's going to descend down the water, okay? So we need to find the slope of the line. The slope is rise over run. Okay, you can understand this as y over x. What happened with Josue Valle and Valeria Villela that they're outside again of the class? Okay. Continue with example 2. You have in here, this graph is descending. I'm going to erase all this. The graph, I need to erase the graph too. Okay. The graph you have is completely different. I'm going to erase everything. You start, this is your vertical line, but it's going down, and this is for here. Remember, it's descending the water, so it's going down. You have this until 10, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And for the other part, you have negative 200, negative 400, 600, 800, okay? I'm not going to write anything. I'm only trying to, the part that is interesting in here. Okay, we need to find the rise and run using the x and y coordinates for 2 points of the line. We are going to design the same, guys, only that we have in here negative numbers. The rise is the change in the y coordinates, and the run is the change in the x coordinates. You have this graph. It's like this. And you represent that, for example, when you have negative 200, negative 400, it's like in here. Negative 600, 800, the other point is in here. You have like this. You move in the vertical line and you move on the horizontal line. That's the reason why they form a little triangle, a red triangle, because you move in the vertical and later you move horizontal. You are moving in this direction. You are moving in X and you are moving in Y. So the only thing that we need to do in this case is to find the value. If you want to obtain, we can use the same variable so you don't get confused. If we use K, you divide again Y over X. K is going to be Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. What happened with the 2 and 1? It's only to show the position. If this is the first value for X, then for Y, sorry, this is Y1. This is the final value for the Y you are using, so they use Y2. This is only to show the position. This is the 2, this is the last one, and this is the first. Okay, only for that. But you are going to do the same, you subtract the points of the Y and in the X. So you have negative 800 for the Y minus negative 400 divided by the values of the X that you have 10 minus 5. So K is equal negative 400 over 5 equal negative 80. This is the same. We only take 2 points from the graph. And now we know that the slope of the line is -80. This is the slope of the line. Look that the line is descending in X and in Y. Is not a line completely vertical or completely horizontal. So the submarine is descending at a rate of 80 feet per minute. Remember that the feet, the distance in feet is the y-axis, the vertical line you have, and the time is going to be represented by the x-axis. So is descending a amount of feet in a specific number of minutes. Okay. Now on the example 3, we can say solve the same. We need to interpret the slope. The graph shows you the distance a car can travel over time, and we need to find the slope of the line. What does it mean in the problem situation? The slope is the values of the y divided by the values of the x. So in the graph, you can see the values you have. You only subtract, and when you have the slope of the line is 55, the car travels 55 miles per hour because the distance y is representing the number of miles and the time they are hours. So this is what you have in here. I'm going to erase this and I'm going to show you. In here, so this is the line you have. Okay, I'm going to explain you only the idea because we finish this tomorrow. We are going to solve it tomorrow with more patience. You have the distance. This is the distance in y, distance, and this is the number of hours. So because you are moving using the two axes, you move in y and you move in x. So when you move in this way, you are taking a distance in a certain number of hours. That's the reason why when you move the car, it's moving in for example, miles per hour or kilometers per hour, because you are representing the distance in the vertical one and the number of hours in the horizontal. This is to understand this flow. I think that we can finish tomorrow this exercise. I'm going to explain you again a little bit about this one. And I think that we can finish the class today in here if you don't have any other question, guys, because we are going to the other class. Okay. I hope that you understand, guys, what are you going to do with this? Yes? So, see you guys. Have a nice day.